The one main thing that we deal with in today's world is people smoking, and either they want to stop or they don't care to stop. There's people who, friends, family, who will try to convince them to stop. And one of the main things that is a topic of conversation is the fact that there's over 16 million people in the world who have some type of disease or illness that is related to them smoking, and that information came from smoking and tobacco use. And the main 3 points that I want to bring up here and to try to get somebody to quit smoking is A, the damage that it causes to the body, B, the amount of death that results in this world because of smoking, and C, the cost that actually comes of it and how that affects a person's livelihood. And dealing with the first main point, people, the first thing that they grasp at or go to when it comes to deal with smoking is lungs. Lungs or mouth is automatically what people go to first, but the fact of the matter is it's just not that part of the body that it breaks down. There's so many more parts, like the brain, the face, the heart, your DNA, stomach, even erectile dysfunction, and it also affects the blood and the immune system. And several different ways that this has been found to affect the body is cancer, which we know about. Smoking can even cause issues in the throat as well, obviously. And some of the other symptoms that may not be as known, that people may not hear from, is it affects your belly, less working muscles. It could even deal with hearing loss, tired muscles. It could weaken your bones. So these are all things outside of just cancer that affects the body that smokers need to be made aware of. And with this addiction in the world, smoking is one of the worst habits to quit. People find it difficult, but the problem is with smoking is that it can eventually lead to death and numerous health complications that somebody normally wouldn't have to deal with. And then now it's even at a point to where it's increased health insurance. So they've given non-smokers and people who don't use tobacco products extra benefits and cut their insurance down, so in that way they're not paying for those extra costs as to what a tobacco user would. The second main point here is death. Smoking is the leading cause of preventable death, and lung cancer is the leading cause of cancer deaths per year. I mean, when you look at that, this is something that we can control, and yet in just those two situations alone, coming from the article deaths in 2017, these two things can be prevented at any time, and yet people still, because of the addiction, the habit, still choose to do it every day. The global leading number of deaths each year is estimated to be around 7.1 million. And that is a growing number. It hasn't declined at all. And again, this can be found in the article deaths coming from the year 2017. It's not on a downward trend at all. More than 480,000 deaths per year is in the U.S. And more than 41,000 of those deaths, believe it or not, can be attributed to secondhand smoke. So just the people who have made the decisions in their life not to be a part of that or want to introduce in their body, just simply being around family members or friends, now they've been affected to it and cut their life short because of it. And with that stat coming from Health Effects, that's another leading stat that needs to be looked at. The third and final point that I'm going to discuss here is the cost of smoking. I mean, we break this down coming from the article. Coming from the article of the cost of smoking in the house. The average cost of cigarettes is $6.28 across the board. Now, if you take that and you start looking at combining it, okay, now you're talking about $188 a month, $2,292 a year, and if you're looking at the overall total, you're looking at $22,000 in 10 years, and that's just if that average stays where it's at, which we know as consumers and the prices of things constantly go up. So that is, again, the amount of money that one can save and put forth to either give to their family, make their lives better, and go on a vacation, all things that are better for than ultimately putting a nail in your coffin every single day when you go to light up a cigarette. So again, there's nothing that should take that much control of your life or get that quick fix or that moment of nicotine and that satisfaction that it's not worth the harm that it does to your body, the death that it's going to lead to, and the cost that it takes away from your livelihood. So if there's one thing that I can urge anybody is, if you've never smoked, don't do it. It's a very nasty and bad habit coming from somebody who has smoked and quit, along with even tobacco, chewing tobacco I've done, and I've quit that for well over 7 months now. So smoking cigarettes is one of the many addictions that can and will lead to a person to their grave. Is it all worth it in the end? No. So think about how it affects not only you, but your friends, your loved ones, and how you are ultimately cutting your life short at the end of the day. Good luck and best wishes.